From Cornwall to Birmingham and Johnston and Bexhill, here's Ruben Spar on the radio.
Hello to Tomorrow's Bird. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, how is Simon today?
I'm okay. Picking up the slack for poor Jen, who's not feeling well.
Yes, get well soon, Jen. So, can you tell me how long have you Tomorrow's Bird been together as a duet?
So we have been tomorrowbird since 2017, officially. Before that, we actually wrote musicals together. So 2015, we started writing musicals together. And then I was accompanying Jen for her solo work for the sort of time in between. But it wasn't until 2017 that we officially became a duo and Tomorrowbird was born.
So, how did Tomorrow's Bird get its name?
Really boring story. My other band is called Burnt Tomorrow, and Jen's last name is Bird. So we just
Put it together. So, can you tell me more about Worth the Fight?
Oh, Worth the Fight. So that's our first single that we released way back. So that would have been 2017. So that was a song that Jen had written in her head. And I had popped over. We weren't living together at the time. So I popped over to see her. And she had written a song, and our songwriting process is different every single time. And for this one, she had actually written some lyrics over the top of another song. So she'd just taken the melody of another song that she liked, written these lyrics to it, but didn't tell me what that song was. And then I had to come up with some music. And the song was born.
So, what was it like going into the studio?
We actually do it all at home.
At home? Okay, so you've got a home studio. Look, that's quite...
All in a home studio.
It saves all the old pennies, I guess.
It does. It makes it hard work, though. It's lots of learning and constantly trying to better yourself each time. But it's fun.
Because the music world has changed, hasn't it, nowadays?
It has made everything accessible to anyone, really. Just the programs out there that you can use to record with, the fact that you can self-release music and put it out globally, all on your own, no middleman, just done, is great. It does make for a slightly oversaturated market, but it does mean that more people are being able to be creative and actually get their stuff out to the world, which I'm a big supporter of.
Okay, tell me more about Love is Love.
Oh, Love is Love. So we played at Reading Pride. We were booked to play the Pride Alive stage, and I would tell you the year if I could remember. I think it was 2019. And we wanted to release a song for Pride. So we decided to write Love is Love. And this was another one where Jen was on the bus, I think, or the train, and from somewhere got back and said, I've got an idea, and just gave me a rough sort of rundown, and we put the music together. And then when we released it, we actually released it as a charity single, which it still is, so that all of it's half of the proceeds go towards Stonewall UK.
So, can you tell me more about your debut album that released called Tomorrow's Bird?
Yeah, so we just did, we had all of our songs sort of simmering around, and we had some over here, and we decided it was probably time to push a few to the side, hone in on the ones that we thought would work on the album, and then get to work. And we ended up, and we still do, because Jen has her solo career and I have Burn Tomorrow, we have this huge catalogue of songs outside of Tomorrowbird that we can sort of steal and then mix up. And we wanted to do that with the debut album. I think it's 2 tracks from Jen, 2 tracks from Burn Tomorrow that we redid in a Tomorrowbird style. And then the original songs to go along with it. There was no theme to the album. It was just the songs we were writing at the time that we thought worked together as a compilation, kind of.
Combination album.
Yeah.
So can you tell me more about In Time?
In Time. So In Time, we wrote for the worker who does not enjoy their day job. It's the ode to the office worker looking at the clock, waiting for 5, for the bar worker just waiting for their shift to end so they can have a drink. It's the people that they're not quite happy with where they are. And I wish I had them with me. When we recorded it, we wanted the next album to be a bit different in sound. We wanted it to still sound Tomorrowbird, but we wanted to pare it back a bit. So it was very acoustic vocals, and then start adding in some more unusual instruments. And on In Time, the percussion is done by a little stuffed toy mole as a little shaker, moley. So that was fun.
So can you tell me more about what comes next?
What comes next? The album. So at the beginning of 2020, we started work on the new album. We didn't quite know what was going to happen. We just started writing. We had a couple of songs that we had written, and then lockdown, pandemic, all of that, and everything that came with it, it all piled on top. And poor Jen, she had laryngitis that time, I believe. Or was it tonsillitis? It was another throat disease. So the poor thing, when you're a singer, there's no worse thing than getting an illness of the throat, and she's had it bad over the last few years. So it actually put a slight delay on our recording and writing. And then with the world going the way it was, every song started to change. The songs that we had planned to put on the album started to drift away, and we were writing new things. So this whole album is kind of just about that time, not specifically about the pandemic, not specifically about politics, not specifically about anything, but the whole thing. And each song you should be able to pick out, especially if you're in the UK, you should be able to pick out certain tones and certain lyrics that might resonate with something you went through.
I guess that must have been quite a hard time being musicians and can't get out gigging, I guess.
It was strange. So we're very fortunate that we do a lot of work with GSMC, which is run by a guy called Graham Steele, who is an absolute legend. And he put on Live from Your Living Room, which was our streamed concerts. So we had an outlet, but it took some getting used to, because suddenly there's no audience. There's a camera and you don't know where to look, and you finish a song and there's no reaction. And you're like, are people still there? Are people watching? Are they like that? You just didn't know what to do. But you started to get into it, and then we could write new songs and put the lyrics up behind the camera. And that was nice. So yeah, but I have to say, coming out of lockdown and doing that first gig again was something special.
So can you tell me more about your latest single that you just released recently called Born to Fly?
Born to Fly. So Born to Fly is written about the, shall we say, the cost of living crisis. We know because we're some of those people who are constantly having to just keep an eye on your pennies a bit more than you ever used to. Everything costs more. And we wanted to remind people that it's not just about the money. There are things out there that are great and enjoyable and will bring joy and love, and they don't cost a penny. And that was Born to Fly.
So can you tell me more about your latest album that you just now released called Mistletoe? What's that all about?
So we tend to do the odd Christmas cover when we're playing live in the festive season, just to bring that Christmas spirit in. And people started asking us if we had a Christmas album, or, oh, have you recorded that song? So in I think it was 2021, we actually released a Christmas advent calendar. So you would receive your calendar, and each door had a code, and then you go to our website and you download, and we had 25 Christmas songs there, one a day leading up and including Christmas. And that just made people ask more about doing an actual Christmas album. So we picked our favorite 12 from the calendar, reworked them, rearranged them, re-recorded them, and now we have the album, which was out on the 21st of November. So yeah, it's out.
It's out. So can you tell me, have you any new music in the near future?
Always new music. We've been writing a lot leading up to the end of the year, because that's what you do, I think. And we have an album's worth of songs that all fit the right theme for us. So we're going to get recording early next year, and hopefully release it next year. Yeah, I think we'll release next year. We'll drop a single along the way, but we're excited about this one. We've released 2 tracks that will be on the album already. One you mentioned, Born to Fly, and then the single before that was called Falling Down, which was a song about battling with the monster that is anxiety. And these are the themes. We want to get people listening to, talking about things that have only just recently been okay to chat about, like mental health issues, like being able to discuss the fact that you're worried about money. I suffer from fibromyalgia, and it's a disease I knew nothing about, didn't know it existed until I was diagnosed. And it turns out it's very common and it's hideous. So we've written a song about that. And that's sort of the theme of this album. So we're really, really excited to get this one out to people. Hopefully it'll reach quite a few folks out there.
So can you tell me more about your winter tour? I know Jen's a bit poorly at the minute, so hopefully in December you will get back to gigging.
Yes, hopefully. So yes, poor Jen has not so much lost her voice. It's coming back nicely. She had this nasty cold bug that was going around, and her voice wasn't great, but it was still there. But then we did a show the other weekend, and she just had to push it that little bit more than she normally would, and it just gave it a bit of oomph and the cold and all of that. And she's resting now. So nothing until December, and then December we've got a few dates, quite local to where we are. The big ones are the 23rd and 24th. We'll be doing a couple of big Christmas shows, singing a lot of stuff from the new album, mixing it up with a few other covers. So yeah, should be fun.
So can you tell me how's it been for Tomorrow's Bird being independent artist in the world that we live in?
It's kind of a double-edged sword, because you have all this independence. So we write what we want to write. We will release what we want to release. We will perform where we want to perform, and all of this. And that is amazing. And that control over everything is ideal. It's the dream. But then you are not just musicians. You're also booking agents. You're also publishers. You are also producers. Everything. You have to wear so many hats. I've learnt so much. Thank goodness for things like YouTube, where I'm constantly got to go, how do you do this? And you're on YouTube going, okay, got it. And then off you go and you do it. So it's hard work. You work a lot of hours, a lot of days, but it is rewarding and it is awesome.
So you're going to stay independent? Have you thought about going down the old other route?
Oh, we will absolutely. We're happy independent. We're happy doing it this way. What's nice about this way is you have the community, and it's so lovely to be able to chat to the fans and chat to the people that come to the gigs, chat to the people about where they want us to gig, chat to people about what they want us to do. And it just becomes this big, as I say, community. And that's what we want. We're very happy doing it this way. We're not looking for fame and fortune, maybe fortune, but we just want to continue this life that we love.
Thank you for letting me chat to you today.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been fantastic.
And I wish Tomorrow's Bird all the best.
Thank you so much, Ruben.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.